Is this video? I think. Hey guys, welcome to my channel. Whenever I have sunglasses on, I don't know why, it like puts my confidence level up to like 100%. I just love sunglasses. Sunglasses are like so my thing, and I don't know, they just make me feel happy. Anyways, but today's video, I wanted to do a video about Q&A about living in Albania, or just rather visiting for a super long time, and I'm practically living here till further notice. But I will be going back soon, so I had people send in questions, whatever they like to ask, from Instagram and Reddit, so I will be keeping them anonymous as well, and I will try to answer these to the best of my ability. Okay, so question one was what the biggest adjustment for you with moving to a different country? Okay, so in other words, what's the biggest adjustment I had to make? That's a very easy one. I couldn't skate as much. Back in the States, I skated every day, or at least every other day. And when I came here, I only skated once a week because there's an ice rink, it's in the capital, but it's 2 hours away. So I would take a van every week and I would drive I wouldn't drive. I would take the van for 2 hours there and back, so a total of like 4-hour drive just to go skate. Yes, I'm that passionate about it and I love skating so much. But that was probably the biggest adjustment I had to make because, skating is my insulin. Skating is what keeps me going, spiritually, emotionally, mentally, physically, and that was definitely the biggest adjustment. Another adjustment, probably the lack of social life for me personally. I'm a social butterfly. I love hanging out with people. I love meeting new people. I just like to socialize a lot, and there was that language barrier. I don't speak Albanian, but it was probably the lack of, closeness maybe for me. Obviously the culture. So yeah, hardest adjustment. I don't know, a lot of things. Just everything. It was so overwhelming, and it's still kind of hard to soak in, because it's so different, the culture, if that makes sense. How disappointed are you that you haven't met me? JK. I won't mention who asked this, but you know who you are. I'm very disappointed. I've been dying to meet you. You seem like such a sweet and adorable and such a down-to-earth woman, and I think we can be really great friends, and I always love talking to you. And I will meet you one day, I promise. Okay, is Albania part of Italy? This is a really good question. It's right across from Italy, so this is Albania, this is Italy. Yeah, and then you have the sea. You can fly, or you can actually take the ferry from where we are to Bari, Italy, but a lot of Italians come here. In fact, the most popular languages here in Albania are Albanian, Italian, and Greek. English, it depends. Like in the capital, it's more Americanized, so you'll find a lot of English speaking speakers. But I don't know any history. I should research this more. I wonder if, I might sound stupid, but I wonder if Italy once was considered or Albania. No, that wouldn't make sense. Okay, this one, it just says friends. Well, yeah, I made some friends. There are a lot of nice people here. I do appreciate how determined they are to take care of us, to make sure we need anything, that we're taken care of, so that's very nice. I so appreciate that. Let's see. Would you do it all over again? I really like this question. You know what? I think yes. Would I live in Albania for a year or for 8 months? No, not that part, but I'm actually so grateful for this experience. As much as it was hard, I gained a lot of skills, I learned a lot, new perspective, and you know, this prepared me for my next adventure. I plan to be back in America for a while, but you know, this probably prepared me for Australia. You know, I had this life dream to immigrate to Australia, and you know, and this probably is somehow preparing me. So would I definitely live in another country? Yes, I definitely will, and I think I can take the skills from here to the next one. How much stray dogs do you see daily? Too many. There are a lot of cute ones, and it's really sad because the dogs look sick and they have no owners. So that's a thing in Albania, or I think in any Balkan or third world country, you'll see a lot of stray animals. I remember seeing a lot of those in Romania as well. But oh yeah, one day when I was in the apartment alone, I was having a crisis and I heard a cat meowing, and I don't know, something in me, I just wanted to take it in, so I kidnapped the cat and brought it inside my apartment and we became best friends. It was a stray cat, and then I finally let it outside. It took like about an hour to get it back out because we just formed an attachment. I wish I was there in the summer. It looks beautiful. Yes, it does. It is beautiful. That's one thing I'm grateful here, is that I'm actually here in the summer. Last time I was here in the winter and I noticed my perspective. Like when it's warmer and prettier, I feel happier and I have more fun. I appreciate it more. But yeah, Albania is so beautiful. They have beautiful mountains, beaches, what do you call them, terrains, like just really beautiful. I do admit, I think Albania is the hidden gem of Europe, and I think it deserves to be explored, hiked through. The beaches are beautiful. Again, it really does have a unique beauty to it. Okay, this is another one. What Albanian traits and customs do you dislike the most? I'll say this, and you know, this is just my experience. I'll put this in a perspective of what shocked me, like a cultural shock. So when I came here, you know, as an American, it's considered rude to cut in line and shove people. You know, I can't imagine, like in America, if you do that, the fights that break out, you know, you're going to get punched in the face if you do that. Or you'll start a big scene. But here, it's the most normal thing to do. Like, oh my goodness, like, I don't know if it's not considered rude, I think. It's just, I was told, you know, they just don't know. And you know, that's perfectly fine. It's a cultural thing, and if that's their culture, that's their custom, I respect that. And from their perspective, it's probably not rude or they're unaware of it, but as a foreigner, American, like, it was something that kind of did annoy me and got me frustrated, because I'd be standing in line for a long time with people cutting in front of me, and at that point I'm like, whatever, I just gotta cut myself, I guess. So that's the other thing. I had you know, people visit and they did say, everyone's cutting in front of me, oh my goodness, and we just gotta be like, just gotta cut back, and they're like, no, it's rude. Well, it's like, it's not rude here. So that is something that did make me go but I got used to it. And I noticed now that this summer, I don't know if it's because it's COVID, but it's not happening as much, or maybe I'm just doing it myself, I don't know. How is the quality of life compared to the US? This is a great question. A beautiful scenery, oh my goodness, you don't get this in America. I don't know what's the word for it, architecture. I don't know, but you know, the scenery, it's just so beautiful. I really can't get over that. What else? I love that there's more cultural appreciation here, and how they, you know, have cultural dances, parties, traditions. They follow that really, you know, thoroughly. So they really appreciate their culture, and I appreciate that. That actually made me really fall in love. That's one part of Albania I really love, is their love for their culture. So you'll find that attitude here. You know, here, you know, it is a third world country, so they're obviously, it's less developed. Tirana, the capital, is more developed. Again, like I said before, it's Americanized, has an ice rink there, has malls, has all these different types of jobs. It's more developed for sure. But outside of that, it's not as developed, but it's developing. You know, we do have the dentists and stores and all that, so it's normal. I'd say it's modest, I'll put it that way, versus America, it's very materialized. And that's what's good about traveling. You learn to be modest. So Albania is similar to the aspect of America. It's like you work every day, like 9 hours a day, because they do get paid low wages. And that's America too, so it's similar in that aspect, but I feel really bad. Oh, that's not better quality stuff, right? Here, everything in the apartment breaks. Like, we're in the elevator the other day and we got to the first floor, literally, elevator free fell, like free falled. Elevator breaks every week, not lying about that. Lamps fall off the ceiling. Paint comes off the wall so easily, holes in the wall, so like everything breaks here. Also the insulation, it's not as good as here. We get a lot of mold. How does the life feel in one of the poorest and most corrupt countries in Europe? Please just reflect Albania as it is, don't hide the truth. Coming here, I definitely did see corruption, absolutely. I mean, there's corruption everywhere, but from a more developed perspective, it's like, wow, like it made me really appreciate what I had back at home, or just any other country I visited, like Norway. Made me really appreciate the lifestyle, the opportunities, and made me feel for them. But where I live isn't so great either. Like, we all have our imperfections and our own corruption, our own way. But it felt very eye-opening for me. It was a struggle. It just felt very eye-opening, and it taught me things to be more appreciative, and it did test my personality. I'm not going to lie. On top of that, do I see how the government treats? Absolutely. I mean, you can just tell there's a lot of, they call them Romas, I believe. Basically, they're more poor. I don't know. I have to think of a better word for that. I'm sorry. And they're not, they're discriminated a lot too. So you'll see them on the streets, like collecting trash, and I really do feel bad for them. And they teach their kids to beg, and those kids teach those kids to beg, so they become beggars, and they beg for food or money constantly. They'll go up to you with your bag and like yank on them. Please, like, that was one experience we had. That was kind of scary. I gave them a banana. Those are all the questions, but I am going to talk about some more from my own perspective. Okay, so another thing here in Albania is you'll find everyone wearing Adidas. Like, Adidas is the thing to wear. So that is their style. Albanians really strive to be American. They really look up to Americans. I mean, we are actually a really good ally to Albania, and we help them out a lot in the past and now. So they really appreciate Americans. And for example, I'm not going to lie, they treat you like royalty. They really look up to you. I was at the Adidas store and I had a purchase, and he asked me, where are you from? Like, America. And he's like, oh, why would you come here? I'm like, I don't know. I just said that. I'm like visiting family, and he's like, oh, he took $10 off my purchase. And I was like, oh, thank you. Like, it's so nice. And for example, we were low on cash, and it was 5 lek, which is like 4 USD American. We only had like, I don't know, not a lot of cash. We only had card. We only had like 2 lek, and the guy's like, don't worry about it, please, please. Like, they're very nice in that way, and they treat you, they do treat you with so much love and welcome. They're very hospitable. I mean, my friend got kidnapped at 2 in the morning when she was visiting us. She got dropped off, and they're like, you can't stay here on the street alone, it's dangerous, and literally took her in the car and brought her to their apartment and fed her food. It was great, and we picked her up. So they're very caring in that way. Another way they're really given, I cracked my head here in Albania, and that was a story. And we went in expecting to pay for treatment. We brought cash, card, whatever, and we're like, how much? And they're literally like, oh, don't worry about it. No. And we're like, I just saved myself $5,000. Like literally $5,000. So yeah, oh my gosh. They're very nice in that way. They're always shocked that you're in Albania. They're always like, why are you here? I get that question all the time. Transportation, there's a mini bus, like a city bus you can take. There's vans, or you can get your own car. It's convenient because it's very cheap. It's like 40 cents to get on the bus. And then for the van, if you want to drive 2 hours, you pay literally $5, like 5 lek to 10 lek, which is usually ranging between 9 USD, between 4 USD. So it's very cheap. What else? Let me tell you about the food. The most fresh vegetables I have ever seen in my life, like the strawberries. Now I know what real strawberries taste like, and now real bananas go bad in one day. Like, I don't know. Everything is just so fresh here, no preservatives and all that, yada yada yada. And my body just feels so good. I realize that every time I come to Europe, my body just feels so good, and I have so much more energy anytime I'm in Europe, because the diet is so different here. I mean, that's how it is. So you feel good and healthy. And food's really cheap. I mean, I only spent like $4 on vegetables on like 2 full bags of vegetables. We spent maybe about like 39 between $45 per week on food. Rent is only $180 a month, but then we got to pay electricity, which is like around 50 by max if you use it a lot. Sometimes you can pay 100 if you have the heat and AC on all day. Oh, the phone service, you only pay $4 a month for 4 gigabytes. Now that's awesome. Wait, no, 3G, 4G, I'm sorry. Okay, the clothes though, the clothes are very expensive. Like the Adidas store here, some of them are normal prices, but most of the time they're very inflated because they're imported. So anything that's imported is gonna be 10 times higher. Like I saw my MacBook here, but they were selling it for $5,000. And back in the States, I got it for $1,000, literally, the brand new one too. So just be aware of that. What else? They have physical therapists, doctors, dentists, and what's nice is you usually just walk in without appointments and they'll take you. And obviously it's much cheaper for an American, so that's nice. I get all my healthcare done while I'm in Europe if possible. Another thing is you'll hear a lot of American music, but a lot of knockoff music, like covers. So because again, everything is America, America, America. You'll see everything, they're trying to be developed as America as much as possible. Good for them having that inspiration. But that's the other thing that took some taking used to. Was pretty cool to discover was the Albanian mindset. So for example, even when translated to Albanian, like hot coffee, they're just like, what? Like, why do you want your coffee hot? Like, I don't understand, I don't compute. Like, that makes no sense. Why would someone want hot coffee? That's something we encounter a lot here, It's funny. I think it's cute. Same with the elevator. I was told, like, someone made a comment like, oh, they practically just fix it until something works, but meanwhile it's still broken. They're like, yep, exactly. Like, I think it's just a mindset thing, and mindsets and behaviors that people learn after generation that passes down. So that's another thing that I was told and that I observed as well. Alright, well that's the end of my video, I think. I hope you guys enjoyed this. In conclusion, I think everyone should come to Albania, give it a chance, meet the people. The people will be so happy that you're here, and they will really welcome you with open arms. And again, see the nature. The nature is so beautiful, and it's so convenient too if you want to travel, because you're in Europe. So you can go to any country for cheap. You can take a ferry to Greece, to Italy, you know, do it. I highly encourage you to, you know, travel abroad if you can, because you learn a lot about yourself. All right, guys. All right, bye.